Welcome aboard the Greenline 39. This model has been around since 2018. It has been globally recognized and awarded. And here, let's go for a walkthrough and point out all the key attributes of this amazing model. This model is not going anywhere, and let me show you why. While we're here on the bow, you'll see we've got a nice clean and classic look. Up here we can have sun lounging for those who want to bake in the sun or leave it standard. There's other features of having teak infills, teak on the sidewalks, but most importantly, let's look onto the roof, and this is one of the key reasons and features of what makes Greenline so special. As you can see on the 39 to the rear, we have 4 solar panels. That's giving us a total of just over 1100 watts, which is going to power and keep the house batteries topped up. We also have just forward there 2 individual sunroofs, which is going to give natural ventilation, sun, and amazing feel when you're inside. One of the other really cool features is, as you'll see here, we have a one-piece window, which is quite unique on a boat of this size, which gives you clear and unobstructed view while underway. When you're looking at the lines of the Greenline 39, you can instantly see the modern style that Greenline has transitioned to in recent years. But some of the key features that makes this boat really cool, to maximize the internal volume of this boat, they've made an asymmetrical cabin top. So as you'll see, port side, we have a walk down the side here, which has got handrails on the cabin top. But on the starboard side, it has a full walk-through, nice wide sides, high handrails all the way around for safety while maneuvering and being on board the boat. As we come up to the bow here, once again, they've gone away, for those who are familiar with the older Greenlines that had side pocket anchoring, to a nice bow anchor, which gives it a nicer, cleaner and more modern look. Very adequate for a boat of this size. They also have here with the anchor locker a really deep fall, so there's no chance of the chain building up and blocking the anchor chain from falling. As we walk down here, you feel the nice wide sides, good handrails and nice high bulwarks. To add to the nice clean lines, we've got fashion plates and protection from the roof above as we continue into the rear cockpit. Now, isn't this an amazing place to hang out with your family and friends? Very common with the Greenline models is the stern completely drops away to make a large swim platform, also adding extra volume and space to the cockpit. Having this completely open makes it feel so large and spacious. Some people will decide to have a couple of director's chairs, a fold-out table, but with seating here for 2 to 3 people, another one in the corner. There's even options for bench seating through here. There's quite a few options to use this boat. For a 39-foot boat, it has endless storage. Here on the rear cockpit, I'm going to point out the lazarette area, which is massive. This whole cockpit is completely a storage space underneath. At the rear, we have our steering and hydraulic system here, which is out of the way. But really, the only other permanent things that are in here are 2 batteries for the stern thruster. This gives you plenty of space for all your goods. You can have fold-up seats, tables, your lilos, water toys, basically anything else you want, including a roll-up dinghy, which some people opt to have. So a common question that's asked to us is, what do we do with a dinghy on this boat? So as I said, we can have a roll-up dinghy that tucks away nicely under the floor here, but we can also do a snap davit system on the rear. So when the rear door is closed in the up position, have some snap davits on the rear where you can have a little dinghy to fold up. And we've even had quite a lot of customers who have opted for a little electric outboard to complement their hybrid boat. If I can give one little tip for those who are optioning up a Greenline 39, is to take the side boarding gate. I think you're going to find on this boat, you're going to try and dock starboard side too, predominantly. We have the Helm on that side, we have the side, full side decks on that side, So it just adds an easy way to get on and off the boat and not be reliant on getting on and off from the stern. One of the key DNAs of this model is single level living. Regardless of your age, young or old, this is lovely. So from the rear of the boat, from the water to the accommodation space is all on one level, meaning you're not having to go up and down stairs and trip hazards. One of the highlights of this boat is this open plan living. We have a seamless open area here into the galley. All you have to do is open up the rear window, fold out the bar bench, and as simple as that, the boat is open. Now, for those who love to entertain, you can be here cooking up a storm on your induction cooktop, preparation area, and also being one with the guests, which really is a nice feature to not isolate the chef from the rest of the guests on board. Other key features, which is really common with Greenline, is refrigeration and large refrigeration. We have a big fridge, we have a freezer, we also have a microwave which acts as a grill as well, and you can opt for things like dishwashers, washing machines, ovens. There is quite a lot of options to make this exactly how you want your boat. Following into storage into this area is very adequate. We have lots of head-high cupboard space. We have drawers here. We have cupboards, rubbish bins, very large, deep storage here in the galley. And once again, even a bit more on top of the fridge. Some little organizers is all this really needs to add your personal touch to this boat and make it your home away from home. Continuing on from storage here, this is a great place to put your glasses and things like that here. Condiments, oils, all that's perfect there. Here we have a large 32-inch pop-up TV, discreetly positioned there, which is straight across from your seated lounge position. So the other personal touches that you can choose on this boat is your interior wood. This boat is fitted out with the standard golden teak, a very popular choice. In addition, we have a walnut, which is a much darker color, and then we have the silver oak, which is another really standout color to complement the boat. So another thought to add to your personal touches is blinds. So here we have the standard curtains, which work perfectly. You can get them in a couple of colors, but what also is a nice feature is we have Venetian blinds, timber Venetian blinds to match your interior wood. Upholsteries are another feature. There is quite a few options to choose, both interior and exterior. And while looking in this area here, we have a drop-down table. Now this is a feature that you can add or not have, but this is on an up and down pedestal, so we can drop this down, have a cushioned infill. Now this is going to turn this 2-cabin boat into having ability to have 3 cabins, with this being a bed, or just a really nice place to lounge out and watch your TV at night. Coming further to the business end of this boat, we have a great helm area and very comfortable in fact. We have enough space for 2 people very easily. The ergonomics of the boat is quite nice. We have a helm that's, the steering wheel is nice, not too far away and not too close. But also really small things were thought about on here. We have a footrest here, which is nice when we're cruising. And for long-term cruising, so your feet don't get fatigued, we have a good fold-down platform. So now we have an area here where we can keep our feet firmly rested, our legs aren't swinging, and it's really nice. Long-term, you feel that your legs do get fatigued when they're moving around. All right, the ergonomics of this boat is amazing. Look, docking this boat is a cinch. We have 1 engine. Now, most people get scared about 1 engine and how maneuverable it is, but it's really easy. We have this big door. Now, what is great about here, we're going to get a lot of ventilation into the boat when we're here at anchor or underway, but when maneuvering, I have amazing visibility down this whole starboard side. I have our bow and stern thruster for operation, but on here we've got easy access to the rear gate. If we need to jump off the boat for maneuvering and docking, I can go straight to the bow if I want to get to the anchor operation there, or even here to get a line onto this midships cleat, which is a really key position for docking the boat and getting your first line, whether you're on your own or short crewed with your partner. Getting back to the functionality of this boat, obviously we have a throttle, nice and ergonomically placed. we have all our instrumentation perfectly positioned, from our large Simrad screen to our smaller Simrad screen. Now this screen here is for monitoring the hybrid system, which gives us all our stats, figures, everything we need to know about the hybrid system. Now in the center of here we have a Cymarine screen. Now this is standard on diesel and electric. Now this is going to give us all the figures of our fuel levels, water levels, where our house batteries are sitting, the charge we're getting from our solar panels, and the consumption that the boat is actually using. It'll even give us to the detail of how many hours and minutes are left on the batteries at the current state of consumption. Really nice, easy to read figures, and nothing that's too overbearing for a boat of this size. Centrally positioned, we have our Simrad autopilot, so we can operate the autopilot either via this screen. We also have ability on the large Simrad screen, but you can also opt to have a little remote, and I definitely would take that. It's not an expensive option. The bow and stern thruster are right here. Now this, especially on this model, because it's a single engine boat, is a key must. You get the bow thruster, you opt for the stern thruster, and I think everyone would have it to make docking a breeze. All the other functionality is very straightforward, from all your rocker switches for lights, anchor operation, the operation of our sunroofs here, and of course our engine display just there to the left of the navigation screen, which once again is in good eyesight and easily observed. To the right or outboard side of the wheel we have our trim tabs. Once again, it's got the indications of the position it's in. Everything is just very ergonomically positioned, including the VHF Simrad, which is right here. Something you don't see very often on boats, and it's going to be hard to describe here, is we have an auxiliary backup engine controls. For any reason that these electric controls fail, we have a backup control here, which we can use for gears forward and reverse and RPM. For those doing more remote cruising, this is really nice and comfort to know that your single motor boat does have backup, not only via the controls, but with your hybrid system, should you choose that, you technically have a backup motor with that alone, so you are never going to be left alone regardless of where you're at. Now we've just done the performance review of this boat, so if you're keen to learn more about that, please watch that video. It's very interesting and detailed. But I think one of the nice things about looking at a Greenline boat is, while hybrid has many great benefits, having the standard diesel is equally as great, because we're blessed with a nice efficient hull, which is needed for electric mode, but all the Greenline attributes, solar panels, inverters, lithium batteries, all these things come standard with this boat, which means we don't need stinky generators. We can be sitting here in a beautiful day like this, air conditioning going, refrigeration on, cooking on your induction cooktop, all without generators, which is very rare in any boat on the market today. The Greenline 39 has quite a long list of standard features. We do have the sunroofs, which are a standard feature on this boat, which nicely close, and for our Australian conditions, we have a mozzie mosquito net above, or we can close it even further to get out of the sun, and now we're in shade, which is really important when you're sitting here for long periods of time cruising our coastlines. Let's head down and see the accommodation space. So we have just 2 simple steps down into here and greeted with nice plush and comfortable carpet. This boat has been opted with the comfort bed, which is one large one-piece bed. You can also have the standard scissor beds, which are very popular still, which present the boat nicely when not being used, that the beds will scissor apart. Does give this area a little bit more space, but it does come together when you want to sleep together, or for those who like to sleep apart, you've got 2 nice sized beds in this room. What you will immediately see is the natural light, which is another big DNA part of Greenline. So we have nice natural light basking here, which makes everyone happy, doesn't it? All the storage in here is huge. We have it in every part of this room, from all little nooks, starboard, on the starboard side, cupboard space all around the bed, and including very large drawer space under the bed. Hanging closet to the port outboard side, and we even have a TV in here for nighttime viewing. What is quite smart for a 39-foot boat is having one head, one toilet on here, but with dual doors. So this will act as a day head, but also having a door that takes you directly into the master cabin, which is just a nice little feature. To look inside this bathroom, it is quite large. We do have natural ventilation here with a sliding window. We also have good vanity storage behind the mirrors here. Nice sink, electric toilet with freshwater flushing options, but a separate shower. So here we have a little hand faucet on an adjustable slide. We also have a little seat for those who want to brace themselves trying to have a shower underway. All in all, this is a great use of space on a 39-foot boat. Now, to have a second cabin on this boat, this is a great use of space down here. We have 2 single beds here, great for an overflow of guests, kids or grandkids. We have a nice little seat here for getting ready for your day, and also a good sized cupboard for all your storage. Natural ventilation with a porthole on the side, but what is quite smart is having an opening skylight in the roof here, bringing natural light through the front windshield down into here, making it nice and bright. Also got some reading lights, power outlets, USBs, all the standard features that every boat should have. There you have it. This is the Greenline 39. I'm Rowan at Yachts. For more information on not just the 39, but our whole portfolio of Greenline models, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk about the diesel, electric, and hybrid options here. If you like this video, like and subscribe.